That is right, ladies and gentlemen. So today I got a new package in the mail, and it is a Seattle Kraken t-shirt. Adds another team to the list. I can cross them off. I won't need to worry about getting a piece of merch from them when they start play. So now I have this t-shirt. All I need is a hat. When that comes out, I don't think the hats are out. But yeah, it's awesome. We got a new piece of merch now. That covers a little bit of the Pacific Division. Still a few teams we need in that division to finish it. But that's not the point of today's video. Today's video, we're going to be talking about, it was recommended by a Discord admin on the Discord server. Link in the description below if you want to join it, by the way. Of why a 3-0 lead is the worst lead in hockey. Now, it's going to take me multiple videos to convince you guys that this is actually a true theory. Now, it's going to be multiple videos. We're going to be talking about multiple 3-0 deficits where people were up in them and then they lost 4-3. We're going to talk about multiple deficits. Now, there has been countless ones in the regular season. Countless. But we are not talking about the regular season in these videos. We are talking about the playoffs. The playoffs are the only thing that really matters, to be dead honest with you. Now, it's been countless times in the regular season. There's been countless times in the playoffs. There's also been another thing where you're up 3-0 in the series, and then you lose 4-3 in the series. That has happened multiple times also with the San Jose Sharks and the Los Angeles Kings, the Philadelphia Flyers and the Boston Bruins, and then back in like 1942 with the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Detroit Red Wings in the Stanley Cup Finals. So, there's been a lot of 3-0 deficits, whether it's leads in games or leads in series that have been taken down, and we're going to review a lot of those coming up in the next couple of weeks because we're just going to make a series of me proving to you guys why this is the worst deficit in hockey. So, we're going to start off with two recent ones, and then we're going to go back to one of my favorites. Now, one of the most recent ones was the Calgary Flames and the Dallas Stars game. First period, Andrew Mangapere gets his second goal of the playoffs. First period, Andrew Mangapere scores. Johnny Gaudreau also scores. And Rasmus Anderson scores. 3-0 Calgary just a few minutes in. These goals were about 6 minutes. These goals were about, I'd say about 2-3 minutes apart from each other. The Mangapere goal was at 3:42 in the first. The Gaudreau goal was at 5:38. And the Anderson goal was at 6:34. So it's been pretty crazy how Calgary goes up very early in this game. And reminder, they were about to get eliminated in this series. So that's a good reminder. But at the end of the period, Miro Heiskanen makes it 3-1 on a power play goal. Now Dallas gets on the board. That's not too horrible. 9:36 in the first period. That's okay. That's okay. Calgary's thinking to themselves, that's okay. We still have a 3-1 lead. Let's just go into the second period, playing defense and maybe trying to get the lead higher. That did not work. 59 seconds in, Denis Gurianov scores to make it 3-2 Dallas, 3-2 Calgary. And Calgary's like, okay, we need to hold it. Lock up the defense. But then Denis Gurianov scores about 3 minutes later to tie up the game at 3, and then the game's tied immediately. Then, 2 minutes later, Radek Faska gets his first goal of the playoffs. His second goal of the playoffs was actually last night. Power play goal, 4-3 Dallas. It's pretty lopsided. And it shows that, like, when a team gets up 3-0, you think one of two things happens. There may be a few other things. One thinks to themselves, oh, okay, so we have a good hold lead. Let's just focus on defense. That did not work. Or it's just plain bad luck, which happens. I get it. But this is playoffs. It's unacceptable. That wasn't the end of the game, though. So, there was 3 more goals scored after that. Joe Pavelski gets his 6th goal of the playoffs. Makes it 5-3 Dallas in the second period. 7:22, less than 2 minutes after the 4th goal. Now, reminder, Dallas was just buzzing. They were absolutely scoring goal after goal after goal after goal after goal. And Calgary was doing it at the beginning. Dallas was down 3-0 very early, and then they were like, oh, crap. But then, nope. They pulled it together after the first period. They came back. Now, after that, Denis Gurianov makes it 6-3 in the second period. And then in the third period, Gurianov gets his 4th goal of the game. I think it's his 4th goal of the game, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, his 4th goal of the game to make it 7-3 final score. Calgary's knocked out of the playoffs, and Dallas moves on to round 2. Now, there's been it's a lot of times where like this happens, and I'm very surprised. Actually, in fact, it wasn't a 3-0 deficit for Dallas. It was 2-0. But the same thing pretty much happened in the game last night. So you really need to think about that. So yeah, it's unacceptable when a team goes up like that. And we're gonna talk about a team that does that a lot, the Toronto Maple Leafs. Now I'm granted in the play-in series against the Blue Jackets, it was back-to-back. It was back-to-back 3-0 deficits that were proven down. This one, I'm going to say the Blue Jackets one first. I'll probably review the Leafs one in the next one. But I just wanted to put this in here now. First period, Cody Ceci scores Game 3 shorthanded goal, 1-0 Toronto. That's the end of the first period. Second period, Nylander makes it 2-0 Toronto on a power play goal. Then Nicholas Robinson, about a little bit over a minute later, makes it 3-0 Toronto. But then, at the end of the third period, Columbus starts to get their crap together. Pierre-Luc Dubois makes it 3-1. Okay, so they're down by 2. Toronto, okay, lock up our defense. We need to hold it. We need to hold it so we can take a 2-1 series lead. Third period, that went to crap really quickly. Seth Jones, 7 minutes into the period, unassisted, makes it 3-2. After that, then Pierre-Luc Dubois gets his second goal of the game. To make it 3-3, dead even. And like you're shocked to yourself. You're like, Toronto, I mean, it's typical Toronto. Toronto's not really surprised. Toronto's like... And if you guys follow my TikTok, you guys will know that I made a TikTok right after that. I was saying to them, I'm like, this is completely unacceptable. And it was. Overtime, Pierre-Luc Dubois gets a hat trick with Texier with the assist. Final score, 4-3 CBJ. Notice in all these games, at least one player has gotten a hat trick. So one of these players has been pretty much carrying their team up until this point, and it's just it's unacceptable. I think this was just cockiness by Toronto. To be honest with you, it wasn't even really the bad defense. Now, for the final one that we're gonna review, this one's interesting. Now, all y'all Bruins fans remember 2010, right? Yeah. So what happened in 2010 was the Boston Bruins went up 3-0 in the season series against the Philadelphia Flyers to make it 3-2 to make their way to the Eastern Conference Finals. Now, you're saying to yourself, "Oh, okay. So Dallas was leading Boston was leading 3-0 in this game, and they lost. And also, not to mention, they were up 3-0 in the series, and Philly came back and won. So we're gonna review this game. Now, Michael Ryder gets a goal on a board power play goal, 1-0 Boston. Milan Lucic gets 2 goals, not too long away from each other, about 5 minutes or so. One to power play goal makes it 3-0 Boston late in the first period. But then, Philadelphia wakes up. I think it was Pierre Laviolette. He got his team together. He said, hey, we need to wake up. We need to get this together. Let's go. James Van Riemsdyk, his first goal, back in the day, before he went to Toronto, that was who he played for. He was part of that Stanley Cup team, I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken. That was it. That was the end of the first period, 3-1 Boston. Now Philly came into this period buzzing. I watched the replay of this game. They came in buzzing. Scott Hartnell with 2:49 into the second makes it 3-2 Boston. Then Danny Briere, one of the best goal scorers in his prime, just about 6 minutes after the Hartnell goal, makes it 3-3 tied. Then the game was pretty much over. Simon Gagne, with 12:52 remaining in the third period, makes it 4-3 Boston, 4-3 Philly on a power play goal. Philly wins the game 4-3. Now, that team back in Philadelphia was absolutely stellar. I'm gonna say that right now. They were one of the best teams in the entire NHL at that time. The only really, to be honest with you, the only thing that stopped them from beating Chicago was goaltending. If we had decent goaltending, if Philly had decent goaltending, they probably would have they at least would have stood a chance against Chicago, or at least would have stood a higher chance against Chicago. It would have been unbelievable. So yeah. Anyways, that's it for this video. If I haven't convinced you that 3-0 leads are the worst leads in hockey, Next episode definitely will, because there's going to be a lot of other shocking ones that you'll see in there. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and we're trying to get to 400 subscribers by the end of the year. We're at 347 right now, only 53 away. Thank you so much for the support. Thank you so much for the support, and I'll see you guys in the next video.